good, YouTube? It's Kairos Cuts, and today I got another haircut tutorial for y'all. It's my dog right here. Zoom in for y'all. Like you see, he got the waves swimming. So I'm about to knock that down, get my tape on the back and sides. Let's get to it. So I combed this hair back just to lift up the waves. You know, waves is laid down curve, so now when I go to cut it, I'm gonna get more of an even cut. So I'm starting off with my number 2 guard open, and as I'm cutting it down, I'm gonna keep combing just to knock out all that already cut hair. I decided to close it up, you feel me, going with the number 2 close because I wanted the waves to pop out a little bit more. And when you are cutting people with waves, you want to make sure you're going with the grain. You're not going across the grain because you can gap them and make it look like they got a patch in the head. You see, we keeping everything consistent as we cut down the hair. We're going to keep combing, keep knocking out those already cut hairs. It's going to help us get a more even cut too. So now we starting on the back tape. You're going to grab one of your soft trimmers. The soft trimmer is a trimmer that you don't have zero gap. This is going to help you set the foundation up for your fade without creating a hard line. Now I'm grabbing my zero gap trimmer just to come clean it up some more and get a close shave. Coming with the number 2 guard open just to take out some of that bulk and set up my fade. That's going to help me get a smoother transition. Put in my open level, no guard line there. You want to make sure you pass over it a couple times just to make sure it's even. To take this line out, we're going to work our way from closed to open. On this Babyliss trimmer, have notches on the side, so all you're going to do is work your way through every notch until the line completely blended out. You could also fade down, meaning that you're going to go from open to closed. That'll work too. Now I'm just switching through my level, getting rid of any dark spots I see, and making this open level guideline clean. Take your number 1 guard and just tap that line a little bit. This is going to give you enough space to transition from your open level line to the rest of the haircut. Next, you want to open up your number 1 guard and go about a ½ inch up. This is the last guideline we're going to be putting in. After this, we're just going to be down fading. Take your number 3 guard and start to flick around the occipital bone area. It's not going to take out too much hair, but it's the start of our down fade process. We got our number 2 guard open. Since it's a small guard, we're going to start flicking out right below that number 3 guard area and working our way back closed. And you can detail with any guard, so as I go through my steps, I'm still looking for dark spots and ways to make this back tape cleaner. It's time for the 1½ guard. With this guard, we're going to be hitting right at that line that we had put in with our number 1 open. Now, this ain't going to take out that line, but it's going to soften it up. So our next step is to come back with our 1 guard open again, because whatever you put a line in with, you also take it out with. Now you see we going with the grain. That's another way of fading too. It's going to cut down those curls and make the hair lay down. I'm coming with my 1 guard open on my wall seniors to take out this line. These clippers are not zero gap, so it won't cut as close as my Babyliss, but it'll get the job done. If you're trying to take out a line, I think it's best to not use your whole blade. You either want to use half the blade or your corners, because you don't want to push the fade up. Now this is the finisher right here. We're going to take our ½ guard, our 1/16 guard, and we're going to get rid of that open level line that we put in at the beginning of the fade. Again, now when we're doing any kind of detail and trying to take any line out, we always want to use half of our blade at the corners. We never want to use the whole blade because that's how you push the fade up. Now as we're going high into this tape, you see that we opening it up. Still using our corners, still keeping everything consistent. Now we're not rushing the fade, we're just taking our time with it and just watching it come together. Every stroke that we take with this clippers matters, so we're not just end up doing anything. These are my wall seams that are not zero gap. These could be equivalent to your half guard. Me personally, I always like to come back in after my half guard and cut with these because I feel like I could get more detail in with them and I get a smoother cut. Take your one guard open, time to knock down all them hairs around the edge, so when we come back to line it up, it's going to last longer and it's going to be sharper. Now me personally, I like to turn the clip around and go against the grain around the edge. I feel like it get a cleaner cut. Just like we did for our back taper, we're taking our soft trimmer and setting our first bar guideline in. I gave more of a circular shape because I wanted to do a burst taper. You already know we come with our zero gap trimmers to clean it up and get a closer shave. Now I'm about to check to make sure both of my guidelines even because I want my tapers to be even. Take your number 2 open and just flick around taper area. You're just setting up for your open lever and making it easier for you to see the blend come together. With our clipper closed with no guard on, we're just going to tap that ball line a little bit. Put your lever open, no guard guideline in. Make sure you pass over it a couple times to get it even. Now we taking this line out, working our way from closed to open. If you want to work from open to closed, that way it works too. The Baby's clippers have notches on the side, so all you gotta do is go through all those notches and the line will come out. After you took the line out, this is your time for detailing. You're trying to get that cut as close to perfect as you can. We coming back with our saw trimmers to create a little more transition and take out some of that stubble. Time for that one guard close, you're gonna tap the line and then go all the way open after that. Now we all the way open and I don't want to take this taper too high, so I'm going to just go up about a ½ inch. We're going to try and save some of these waves. Away from lever close to open now, that's going to help soften up that open lever line and create some more transition. Time to down fade, so you already know we're about to start off with our number 3 and work our way down. Taking our number 2 guard open, and we're going to drop just below where we were at with that number 3 guard. Taking my 1.5 guard, now I'm about to start hitting at that line that I created with my 1 guard open. Remember, use the corners of your blade. Take your 1 guard open and keep hitting at that line. We have put that line in with our 1 guard, so we're going to take it out with it. Our lever plate, just picking at this taper, trying to create more detail in it. To half guard, we're gonna use this to take out that open lever line that we had put in. Make sure that you're using your corners and doing a flick out. Coming back with my wall seams that are not zero gap, all the way open and just playing with the lever. This is going to be equivalent to my half guard. Use your number 3 guard, go against the grain around the headline area. That's going to help them heads lay down and help the liner last longer. Side and back taper clean. Now it's time to jump into my favorite part, and that's the lineup. Back lineup, real simple. All I say is just make sure you're keeping everything natural. Whenever you line up your client, make sure you keep brushing because you won't cut all those overhanging heads. That's going to help your lineup last longer too. I shampoo all my clients. Now, if you don't have a shampoo bowl, don't worry about it. This is just an extra step I take. With some styling foam to lay down all those waves because we had just did a scramble wash, so I want to make sure I shake them back. Gonna rub it in with your hands. After that, you're gonna get ready to start brushing it. I keep a towel in my hand to wipe off the residue that kind of goes over the headline. Time to rag up. Now we got a little style. We're gonna put them in a Louis V do-rag. Make sure you're looking fresh. Now, if y'all don't know how to tie a do-rag, just do the same things I do. It ain't that hard. Alright, blow dry with hot air for like 3 to 5 minutes. After that, it has to be completely dry. Take out the do-rag, and these are the results. Waves back swimming. Now it's time to line them up. I'm taking my razor comb and just knock down the heads over the line up again to make sure. Finally, you want to prep the headline with a little bit of holding spray and make sure you're brushing it down in the right direction. Now it's time to get to work. Now, I always start off in the middle. That's kind of how I learn how to line up. I know some people start off in the left or the right. I feel like when you start off in the middle, it gives you a higher chance of getting a straight line up. I'm going to keep saying, when you're lining up, constantly brush the hair. We're not trying to give no 2-day haircuts. We want our haircuts to last at least 5 days. Starting on my C cup, I'm trying to keep everything natural and consistent. Everybody can't get that hard Chicago C. You gotta contour the liner to them. Also, when you line up, make sure that you're brushing the hair in the direction that it grows. You don't want to brush the hair forward if it's growing backwards, because then you're not gonna get a true cut. After I tap it a few times, I like to come back with my razor because I don't want to push it back. And the size of your client liner is really easy to push back. Keeping everything consistent that we did on the left side, we're going to do the same thing on the right side. You got that sharp natural lineup. It's time to add your enhancements. That's gonna take the cut to the next level. It's just gonna give it a little bit more pop, a little bit more flavor. You see what I'm saying? I'm using dark brown and black for my color mix. Now this is Kiss Express. So for every ounce of color I have, I use 2 ounces of alcohol. So that's how I mix it. And I just put it in my airbrush gun and get to work with it. I like to put hair fibers over my semi-color because it takes away a little bit of that shine. It makes it look more natural. The goal with whatever enhancements you using is to just give the cut a little bit more pop, but still look natural at the same time. I recommend using a card whenever you're using any kind of holding spray because you don't want all that stuff stuck on your client's forehead. You want it to be as clean as possible so you don't got to do all that cleanup work. After everything dry, all you're going to do is take your 0 gap trimmers, come back, touch up the lineup. Shout out Crispy Lines for the Turkish razor, man. He always get me right. I'm going to make sure I put his website link in the description. I like to go away from the hair first with my razor, just so when I do come back to go against the grain, all that residue is not falling back on the hair. Finishing the line up with our razor, you want to make sure that you're stretching the skin the opposite way that you're going. I appreciate everyone who stayed to the end of the video. This is my first haircut tutorial. I got more for y'all coming soon. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This the cut.